Shalom. In the name of YHWH, honor and praises to Yahweh, the God of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. After saying that, let's get straight into it. This video is going to tie in a little bit about F-YHWH is about, okay? Because basically, it's about putting that truth out, all right? And it is what it is. It's all about keeping the commandments, okay? And saying that, let's go to the book of John, the 4th chapter. John, chapter 4, we're going to start at verse 1, okay? And we're going to read down like how the Christians do it. We're going to read it down, but I'm going to break some things down for you so you can get a better understanding. John, the 4th chapter, verse 1. When therefore YHWH knew how the Pharisees heard that his disciples, YHWH, had baptized more than John. Verse 3. He left Judea and departed into Galilee again. Verse 5. Then cometh he to a city Samaria, which is called Shinar, near the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son. Now Jacob's well was there. YHWH therefore, being wearied of his journey, sat thus on the well, and was about the 6th hour. Verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. YHWH said unto her, Give me drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Okay, meaning that the Jews, they despise the Samaritans. Okay, simple to the fact is that the Samaritans, what they did was rejected the prophets. Okay, they embraced Judaism and kept the Mosaic laws. Okay, so they were despised by the Jews. Okay, for that reason. Okay, understand that Judaism is a mockery. Okay, because Judaism is a copy of the Israelites. Okay, because you have to naturally be born an Israelite. Okay, you can't convert into an Israelite. Okay, you have to be blood physical born into Israel. All right, so what you can do is you can create a new religion called Judaism and convert in that way. All right, but it is what it is. Let's read that again. Verse 9. Then the woman of Samaria said unto him, How is it thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealing with the Samaritans, and they don't have no dealings with them. Okay, simple to the fact of monotheism, man-made religion started popping up. Islam, okay, Christianity. Alright, see, so during this time and frame period of history, you had a lot of monotheism religion popping up. Alright, let's go down to verse 10. YHWH answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of Yahweh, and who it is that said to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living waters. Meaning that if she understood that this was, she was actually talking to the son of Yahweh, and when she gave him that drink, and if she would have asked anything of him, he would have gave it to her. All right, understand that. So let's go down. Verse 11. The woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. For whence then thou hast this living water? Thou art greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle. YHWH answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. And basically, what he's talking about is that divine system. Okay, politically it's called theocracy. Biblically, it's called the commandments. Okay, and that water is symbolic. Okay, see, so basically, the Sumerian thought that the conversation was about a actual physical water. Okay, not knowing that YHWH was talking symbolism to them. Okay, understand that. See, so water is the commandments. Okay. Let's finish up. Verse 15. The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. YHWH said unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. YHWH said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. And that saidest thou truly, because when they was at the well, and the conversation that took place between the woman and YHWH, she spoke truthfully. Okay, she spoke truthfully to that man. She didn't hide anything. Okay, but she didn't know and understand that she was talking to the son of the living Yahweh. Okay. Let's go to finish up. Verse 19. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive thou art a prophet. Our father worship in this mountain, and you say that in Jerusalem is the place where men are to worship, because Jerusalem was the city of David, right? Okay, see, so basically it was how can I put it? Jerusalem was the capital. Okay, it was the capital. And that's the home of David, the town of David, okay? See, so the temple was built in Jerusalem, okay? It is what it is. All right, let's finish up. Where we at? Okay, yeah, let's start at verse 21. YHWH said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh. And when he's talking about the hour coming, meaning that it's a prophecy that was spoken that's about to take place, or about to come to pass, or in the present of becoming a past prophecy. Okay, let's read that again. Verse 21. YHWH answered and said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. And meaning 2 things. Number 1, in our times, the time has come, because we are in the days of the Son of Man. He's not into your church. He's not in your synagogue. He's not in your auditorium. Okay? He's not in your church. Understand that, okay? He's not. Okay? Because that time is coming, right? Basically talking about the promises of Abraham coming to pass. Okay? That's what he's basically talking about, the hour coming. And number 2, is also talking about his death and resurrection. Okay? Let's read that again. John chapter 4, verse 21. YHWH said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Okay? Meaning that he's talking about his death, and he's talking about his resurrection. Okay? In fact, let me get the book of Genesis. Let's go to the book of Genesis, the 49th chapter. Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. What? The scepter shall not depart from Judah. Now, when you're talking about that scepter, you're talking about the resurrection that you put on top. The Passover, right? When we celebrated the Passover, we put the blood on top of the door, right, and on the sides, because the angel of death passed over the children of Israel and killed the firstborns of Egypt, right? So basically, that symbolism also applies with Christ, because we are no longer in a death. We pass from death into life. Okay? So the resurrection, Christ's resurrection, is the whole key, okay, into getting into this kingdom. All right, you understand? Let's read that again. Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet. Right? Now, when it says the lawgiver from between his feet, it's talking about his ministry, okay, and his death. All right, let's go to Genesis, the 3rd chapter, because this is the prophecy that was spoken in the beginning. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. And I will put an enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. And that enmity basically means a barrier. It shall bruise his head. What? It shall bruise his head. And when it says bruise his head, it's talking about the ministry. Okay, that's why Paul said from darkness to light. Okay, and Paul uses dark and light as symbolism or symbolic. Okay, that's what he's talking about. That light is the ministry. That light is the commandments. Because when you go to what? Proverbs 6, the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. Okay, it is what it is. See, so the commandments is that water that YHWH was speaking to the woman at the well, the Samaria. Okay, understand that. Let's go back. Finish up. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. It shall bruise his head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. And when it said bruise his heel, it's talking about the death. So the lawgiver was nailed between his feet. Okay, because it's talking about the death and the resurrection of YHWH. Okay, let me hold that. And let me get okay, I'm gonna get Romans, the 5th chapter. Let's go to Romans, the 5th chapter. Verse 14. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned after the similitude of Adam's transgression. And that meaning that Adam sinned and disobeyed Yahweh by hearkening to a woman. Okay? Now, everybody from Cain that was born from man and woman, okay, was born in a sin. Okay? So we naturally have a sinful nature. Okay? We go astray from Yahweh at any given moment, because man heart goes astray because we are in the flesh, and the flesh is corrupt. Okay, the flesh became corrupt by hearkening to a woman with Adam. But everybody else that transgressed Yahweh's laws, it came through natural or human nature. You want to put it in that aspect. Okay, let's read that again. Romans chapter 5, verse 14. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them had not sinned after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure of him that was to come. What? Who is the figure of him that was to come? And the figure of that him was to come is talking about YHWH. Okay? And that's what he's talking about. Okay, let's get Numbers. Let's go to the book of Numbers. Let's go to Numbers, the 24th chapter. Numbers, 24th chapter, verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not night. Meaning that, talking about his resurrection. Okay, it is what it is. Let's go to John, the 12th chapter. John, the 12th chapter. John, chapter 12, verse 32. And I, if I be lifted up from earth, will draw all men unto me. Okay? See, so when he be lifted up from the earth, he's going to draw all men to him. See, so talking about his resurrection. Okay? Let's go back to John. Let's finish up John. 4th chapter, we're going to read that again. Verse 21. YHWH said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh, when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father, because he has not yet resurrected. Okay? Verse 22, ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. What? Salvation is of the Jews. See, so Yahushua said that salvation is of the Jews, despite of some Gentiles that's coming in to the kingdom as slaves. Okay, despite of. All right. That, and another thing is that Israel not done away with. Okay, because it's an everlasting covenant. All right, understand. Okay, verse 23. Let's finish up. But the hour cometh, and now is. Let's read that again. But the hour cometh, and now is. And it basically is a past prophecy that's on the verge or in the making of becoming a past prophecy. Okay, it was a future prophecy. My mistake. It was a future prophecy that became a present. That's in the present stages. Okay, it's in the present stages of becoming a prophecy of the past. That's why I say the time is coming, and now is. Okay, so now is the present. Okay, the future prophecy that the Bible speaks about a lot of times is in that day. Okay, when it says in that day, that's a future prophecy. Okay, it is what it is. All right, let's read that again. John chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is. Okay, and the hour has come, and now is. Okay, and basically is that the promises of Abraham have came to pass in Yahushua. Okay, let's get John. Let's go to John the 8th chapter. Let's go. John chapter 8, verse 56. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it, and he was glad, because the promises of Abraham have came to pass in Yahushua. Why? Because in the land of Hades, when Yahushua came, all those that died in that hope, in that faith, okay, in Yahweh, they walked into the promised land. Okay, into the promised land, or yeah, the promised land. Okay, I ain't gonna say the kingdom, because the kingdom haven't come yet, but they went into paradise. Okay, understand? All right. See, so the promises of Abraham have came to pass. Let's go to Isaiah the 9th chapter. Isaiah the 9th chapter, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. Now when it says us, it's talking about the nation of Israel. Okay, that's what it's talking about. Let's read that again. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government, what? And the government shall be on his shoulders. Okay, and that government that they talking about, that's on his shoulders, are the commandments biblically, politically, it's called theocracy. Okay, understand that. So that water that Yahushua conversating with the woman at the well with, it's theocracy. It's the divine religious system. Okay, understand that. Let's get Genesis the 17th chapter. Genesis chapter 17, verse 19. And Yahweh said, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant. A what? Everlasting covenant. And with his seed after him. See, so let's read that again so y'all can get a better understanding. And Yahweh said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with the seed after him. So Israel is not done away with. So all that about, oh, Israel don't exist no more, or he got to do. No, it's the elect of Israel. Okay, Israel, it has an everlasting covenant, and that everlasting covenant are those commandments that was established in the desert, a blood covenant. You understand? So the nation of Israel is married. Okay, so it was about the scepter. Why? Because because Israel, the Israelites never kept the commandments. Israel stayed corrupt. Okay, so YHWH had to come. Okay, so it's basically about this resurrection. The elect of Israel is what basically the Bible speaks about when we're talking about coming back for his elect. Okay, understand? But we get into a lot of discussion about these things, because basically, like I said before, it's about putting the truth out. Okay, regardless, you know, it's not about views. All right, it's about putting that truth out, and those that acting on that truth. Okay, they are the elect. All right. And saying that, let's get Micah. Let's go to Genesis. Let's go back into the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 21, verse 12. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, let it be not grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac thy seed shall be called. And he told her to hearken because Sarah told Abraham that she was going to bear a son. Right now, understand this, and this is the debate with Israelites, and they can't grasp and understand this. A lot of Israelites. Okay, because we're going to get into that stumbling block, because see, YHWH is the stumbling block to the nation of Israel, even to this day, that the scripture speaks about. Okay, that understand that Abraham was over 90-something years old, where he physically wasn't be able to produce. Okay, despite of him having the physical seed of Ishmael. Okay, but when it came to Sarah, his wife, she was barren. Okay, she was barren. She was not able to produce kids. Okay, so he told him, don't be grievous. Hearken to Sarah, because she is going to have a son. Okay, but even though Abraham laughed, okay, but yet that prophecy came to pass. Okay, let's get Numbers, and let's go to the book of Numbers, the 24th chapter again, and we're going to finish that up. Numbers, the 24th chapter, verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not night, symbolizing his resurrection. There shall come a star out of Jacob. What? There shall come a star out of Jacob, and the scepter. What? And a scepter shall rise out of Israel. And that scepter is that resurrection. It's the resurrection of the elect of Israel. Okay? Understand that. And smite the corners of Moab. And okay, now when it says and shall smite the corners of Moab. Now Moab is basically the Chinese. Okay, they are children of the dragon. And when he said he's gonna smite them, was he gonna come against them? Okay, and those are the nations that's tied to China. Okay, the children of the dragon. Because the Moabites are the Chinese. Okay, understand that. See, so he's gonna destroy the corners of Moab, and those corners are the Iranians. Okay, the corners are those nations that's joined with China. Okay, it is what it is. And let's finish up. And destroy all the children of Seth. What? And destroy all the children of Seth. Because see, the children of Seth was wicked. Okay, a lot of Israelites teach, or they were teaching that Seth had replaced one of the brothers that was killed, right? Now when Eve said that Yahweh gave her another son instead of Abel, that that son that she was given did not fulfill that prophecy in Genesis the 3rd chapter verse 15. Okay, and a lot of people teach that Seth was fulfilled that type of prophecy. Okay, but Seth didn't fulfill that prophecy. Okay, because Seth was born in sin. Okay, but we're gonna get deeper into a lot of stuff. Okay, now understand that the children of Seth, when they called on the name of the Lord, I think when the Enos, in the days of Enos, that's when they stopped calling on the name of the Lord. But understand that the children of Seth, they was not calling on Yahweh, because when you go back into the Genesis, the flood, before the flood, what happened? The world was wicked, okay? And Noah found grace in Yahweh's eyes, okay? So you had 8 people that survived that flood, right? But understand that Noah's lineage didn't come through Seth, okay? Understand that. It did not come through Seth. Okay, the Israelites, we are not the children of Seth. Okay, Seth are wicked, abomination of people. Okay, they slept with the Moabites, they slept with children of the dragon, like Amos, the Philistines. Okay, they mingled out west. Okay, not out west, but out east in them deserts. Okay, understand that. Let's read that again. Numbers chapter 24, verse 17. And I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not night. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Seth, because they are wickedness. Okay, understand that. Let's get okay. Let's go into the book of Luke. Okay, and let's get Luke the 3rd chapter. Because see, YHWH is the son of Jacob. Alright? It is what it is. Luke chapter 3, verse 34. Which was the son of Jacob? What? Which was the son of Jacob? And that star came out of Jacob, YHWH. Which was the son of Jacob? Which was the son of Isaac? Which was the son of Abraham? See? So you have Abraham, you have Isaac, you have Jacob, and out of Jacob came YHWH and his elect of Israel. Okay? Let's go to the book of Romans and listen to what Paul said. Let's go to the book of Romans. Go to Romans, the ninth chapter. Romans chapter 9, verse 9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come. What? At this time will I come. At the time he will come. Okay? You understand me? And that goes with YHWH, his birth. He was going to come unto Mary, not Joseph. Okay? Because we finna get heavy deeper into it. Okay? Because basically the woman at the well, and what he spoke, the conversation with her, is basically, it's the heart, how can I say it? It's basically, it's about it's basically the foundation of this truth, and the foundation of these commandments, the foundation of getting into this kingdom, okay? That's why YHWH say, there are some who believe not, because he knew from the beginning who believe and who don't, see? So, you have to understand this, okay? That life is already written and the elect is already chosen. Okay? Just acting out on it. Me, I'm acting out on my election. Okay? Understand? Let's finish up. Romans chapter 9, verse 9. And for this is the word of promise. At the time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. Not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that called it. See, so it's not about works, it's about him that called it. Okay? And understand that. What's that scripture? Many are called, but only a few is chosen. Okay, only a few is going to follow that truth. You understand? let's go back to John. Let's go back to the John, the 4th chapter. John chapter 4. Let's go to verse 21. YHWH said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh. See, that hour coming. Okay, understand. The hour has coming. Okay, and it's not of works. Okay, it's about election. Let's go over to Romans, the 11th chapter. Let's go down to verse 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Let's read that again. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blind. Okay, so only the elect is going to be able to obtain and accept and follow that truth. Okay, and that time has come. Okay, understand. All right, let's finish up. Let's go back to Romans chapter 9, verse 12. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. What? It is written, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. And the elder serve the younger is reverse slavery. And that's Yahweh, God's covenant. Okay, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning that followed. The elder going to serve the younger. Okay, and the younger that came out was Jacob. Okay, Esau was the elder because they wrestled, two nations in that womb wrestled for that covenant. Okay, so it's about the election. Okay, it's not so much about the physical Israel, because see, understand, the physical Israel never kept the commandments since they left Egypt, and even to this day they call themselves Christians, which they are not Christians. They call themselves Democrats, which they are not Democrats. They into Christianity, they into Judaism, they into these man-made religion, to Islam, and all the other wicked abomination religion that y'all worship and practice. Okay, understand that even to this day, Israel has a stooped ear. Okay, it's all about the elect. Right? Let's finish up. Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Meaning that he never changed his mind and said, oh, now I love Esau. Even though you have that scripture, whom I have mercy on, whom I choose and please. That's what he told Moses. I have grace and mercy on who I choose and please. But he's not talking about Esau, right? Because see, Esau despised his birthrights. Esau sold his birthrights for a bowl of soup. You understand me? He despised his birthright. So Yahweh hated him. Now when it says ED, meaning that was spoken in the beginning, and that's a past prophecy that's not going to be changed. Because he have hated Esau, and he still hated Esau. That's why Esau is the end of the world. Okay, you better understand and recognize what time it is. Okay, you better understand. All right, this is not no game. This is not no joke. Okay, this is real talk. You understand me? This is real talk. Let's go back. John, finish up. John, chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Now listen, he said true worshipers, because see, you have two types of worshipers. You have people that worship in a righteous way, okay, but they don't worship in the truth. Okay, what's the scripture? Every man right in his own eyes, but Yahweh punish the heart. Okay, understand? All right. Let's read that again. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipper shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeks such to worship him. Yahweh is a spirit. What? Yahweh is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Now when it says spirit, it's talking about that flow of energy. Okay, that motion, that wave of motion. Like in space, okay, you can hear a star explode, right? You can hear the sound, but you won't be able to see it. see it, okay? Invisible and non-visible. Visible and non-visible things, okay? It's that flow of motion, okay? It is what it is. It's the move of energy. Let's get, let me go into 2 Peter. I believe 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 21. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man. Let's read that again. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of Yahweh spoke as they were moved by that Holy Ghost. And they was moved by that flow of energy. Okay, that flow of energy, that motion. And they moved. Okay, not by the will of man. Okay, what's the scripture when they was in Gethsemane, and he said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. All right, it is what it is. Okay, it's that flow of motion, that energy, and that's what F-YH is out here putting in that truth. I don't care about your views. Okay, only thing I care about is putting that truth out, so when that time comes, well done, my faithful servant. Okay, because the last gonna be first and the first gonna be last. All right, so it's about putting in that truth and living in that truth. Okay, you can learn Yahweh's teaching all day. Okay, you can practice that all day, but if you're not teaching that truth, then you are outside of the truth and reality. Okay, it is what it is. Let's get Genesis, the first chapter. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of Yahweh moved upon the face of the waters, because space is an ocean. Space is the ocean of water, because water is in the original state. Because when it evaporates, when it melts in the heat, it evaporates. Okay, it goes back into a natural element state. Okay, that's why you hear in the movies the oceans of space. Okay, because space is filled with water. Okay, and understand that motion, that energy, the microwaves, them signals, that flow, that hover the deep. Okay, let's go to Matthew, the 14th chapter. Matthew chapter 14, verse 14. And Yahushua went forth and saw a great multitude and was moved with compassion towards them and healed their sick. Okay, see, so that flow of energy, and that's what F-YHWH is about. That flow of energy, putting the truth out here. Okay, let me get James. Let's go to the book of James. Let's go into the book of James, the first chapter, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word. What? Be ye doers of the word, and not only hearers only, deceiving your own self. Okay, because if you out here and you're not putting that truth out here, you're deceiving your own self, because it's not about the physical Israel. Okay, understand that. Okay, so that's what F-YH is about. That flow of energy, that motion, that flow of motion of putting the truth out here on the highways and byways, making videos on my break. Okay, at work, because I have more time to do that. Okay, but it is what it is. May Yahweh grace be upon y'all. Shalom.